in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the KD Ratio Podcast. Tonight I am your host Dylan, and I'm joined by
William
And Kyle.
What's up, boys?
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
I
Year.
haven't seen you guys in podcast form since last year.
I know, and it's been too long.
Like before Christmas.
I know. It's actually no, it was just right before Christmas, huh? Like
It's been at least
21st.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know that. So,
Well, it's been a whole year. But today I wanted to bring something up and ask you your guys' opinion. But first, we're going to start off with a little review and a discussion if you guys have seen the movie. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
oh yeah,
Have you guys seen it?
No.
I have.
You did? I watched it for the first time last week, and I know it won a bunch of awards. I really enjoyed it. I think it was very chaotic and maybe a tad bit too long, but I really enjoyed the story. What did you think when you saw it, Kyle?
I enjoyed it too. It was very hard to watch casually. I feel like, I mean, yes, you could watch it casually, and it's entertaining just for entertainment's sake. But it was like, if you really wanted to get invested in the story, it felt like it was kind of all over the place.
Yes,
And it wasn't clear on like what was happening. But that being said, super entertaining. I thought it was really good. And Michelle?
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, she delivered a phenomenal performance.
Short Round.
Yeah,
I loved him.
he's still. I think this was like one of his big comeback movies or something.
Hoi Kwan. He played Short Round in Indiana Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he still sounds the same. It's
Really?
hilarious. Yeah, he still sounds like a little kid.
Also in the Goonies,
Yeah.
he played the
Goonies.
Data.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he had a prolific childhood acting career.
Yeah. I watched it with my parents, and I can definitely say though, it's not a movie for
Older
for
generations.
older generation.
don't
I remember
get
at one point when it was getting near the end, it gets really weird. And
Well, because it's kind of like The Matrix, where you install programs and then she knows things. All
kind
of, a
of, but multiverse. You can
yeah,
connect yourself
yeah.
with somebody else.
It's one of those.
That's right.
Literally living different lives all at once, and it jumps back and forth between what's going on in one universe and the other, and it's the real multiverse of madness.
Yeah.
it's that, but on steroids.
And at one point it gets pretty weird near the end, and I just could feel myself like I was the only one engaged, and I was like, oh shoot, I think they're totally checked out at this point. They're
just
over
sleeping.
it. Yeah.
Are they on their phones?
No, but I could feel it.
See, it bothers me when you go into a movie that you know is going to be an intense one, and you really need to, and then you see the people half-assing it, and you're like, you're missing the whole movie. And that's one thing that I feel like that you lose when you sit at home, because it's so easy to be distracted by dog barking or whatever. And for these movies that really, I think, shine, if you really are paying attention, it's a shame that can't be.
It's like when you watch a really good movie or a video on YouTube or something, and you're like, man, that was so good. I can't wait to show my friends.
Yes.
And then you show them, and they just
Don't give a
don't
fuck.
give a fuck about it.
And you start sweating. You're like,
Yeah, and
this
then,
is the good part.
And then you feel like you have to justify it, and you're like, but check it out. And then they don't react to the big part that you think they're going to react to, and you're like, but whatever. And you just try and act play it off.
Or they're not paying attention during a very crucial scene that seems nonchalant on the show, and you're like, you kind of pause it later, and you're like, so what happened there was
Let me just explain it
because it's gonna come up again. That guy is bad.
That's how I feel every time I introduce my wife to a movie that I love that she hasn't seen before, because there's quite a few of them out there, and I'm always like, this is one of the best movies of all time.
You need to sit down and then get up and what?
I remember the first time I made her watch Hot Rod. She did not find it funny.
What?
Dude,
She was
I guess I see that.
How I Met Your Mother has a whole episode on this where he's dating this girl and he's showing her Star Wars for the first time, and that film means everything to him. and he's hiding in the room, and he's like, I should have heard a chuckle followed by an "oh." Like he like is mimicking out the emotions that she should be feeling, and she's missing on these cues.
Do you think that's
And
going to happen with Lord of the Rings and me when you guys finally show it to me?
It's very possible.
Absolutely.
I'm-
It's gonna be toxic.
I'm
when we watch it together.
I've already prepped for that being one of the outcomes though, so I won't be super disappointed if you don't get into it. But I will not let us drink while watching it because I won't let.
You need to be of clear mind.
Yeah.
I will take your phone from you, and we will watch it, and I will feed you.
Are we going to watch
The worst part
the
is if you
extended cut
yeah,
right off
if
the
you-
That's the
bat?
only way to do it.
if you don't like
Honestly.
it
I
too.
heard not.
The worst part is if you don't like it too. That is literally a full day of awkwardness because it's so long. And so you just
Yeah.
like
Sitting
just
there.
each one, the extended cuts, even the short ones are like 4 hours. So
Yeah,
you're
like
like,
3 hours and 38 minutes, I think, is the shortest.
Oh, man.
Return of the King is like
4
pushing
hours
5
and-
hours.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours and 40 minutes or something insane.
It's a whole day commitment.
But I was looking up because my wife and I were trying to watch a movie actually last night, and I googled like top movies of all time. Each of the 3 Lord of the Rings are in the top 13 movies of all time in terms
Wow.
of IMDb ratings.
I was
or
going to
whatever.
say, is that just
That's-
viewer ratings or?
I don't know whatever this list was on IMDb, but that to me is fucking crazy to think about. All 3 in the trilogy being top 13. That's crazy to me. That's like 30% of the top, the top films.
It's the highest
Crazy.
rated trilogy of all time, and it's the only one where the third movie
Did better.
did the best out of all 3.
Wow.
That won 13 Oscars or something? It set the record.
Won 11.
11? Set the record.
It tied the record, but it was the only film to win every Oscar it was nominated for. Everything
it-
it was nominated for,
What did it tie?
it tied with Titanic
That's what I thought.
and Ben-Hur, which is a movie that came out in like the
Ben-Hur.
50s.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
I watched that in school. Charlton Heston.
That's
Yeah.
like going back and watching like Metropolis or, like all those older movies. You're like, okay. yeah.
Ben-Hur's like
That's weird.
is it Moses?
It's
It's a biblical story or is it just Greek?
it's just
I can't remember.
I know he's in a chariot at one point, and he's
Yeah.
racing in a chariot race.
I watched the rated R version of that movie called Bend Her Over.
Ben
And
Was Charlton Heston in that one
he
too?
was, yeah. He played Moses.
But Billy, I would recommend watch this one. Everything Everywhere All
Yeah,
at
this
Once.
was, I don't know how it fell off my radar. Did you watch it on Paramount Plus?
No, I watched it on Amazon Prime,
Oh, okay.
and then you can do like a free. You have to do this free sign up for a 7-day trial with Showtime, but then you can cancel right after. That's what I did. But the reason I wanted to
Life
also
Life hack.
life hack hashtag I wanted to piggyback off this and say, are you guys at all getting tired of the multiverse?
In Marvel or just in general?
In general, there's the recent Ant-Man. We have Spider-Man.
Soon to come, man.
Yeah,
right?
soon to come. We have Spider-Man, both animated and non-animated, and then we have this movie, and it just feels like they're doing multiverse a lot right now.
I don't mind it as long as it's not used to be like lazy writing. Like Marvel has earned the right to play in that because they've built up to this storyline. Like I don't want to go and see a shitty movie that has like crazy fucking plot and then it's like, well, the answer is this guy did it because it wasn't him, it was another one of him from another dimension and wrapped it up like kind of like the ending of Lost. Just like everyone's going, what the fuck is this? I don't want that where it's just lazy plug writing. This seems like it was the story though. It was woven.
It's
So,
very like.
Are
it
you
is the story.
getting sort of tired of it or?
No, I'm not. But I see because I went to Reddit afterwards to see like the consensus on the movie, and some of the people were saying like the thing of like there's too many multiverse movies, and so I was just wondering because it's like there has been actually quite a bit very recently. So I was just interested. What do you think, Kyle?
That happens in all pop culture. Somebody hits something, they strike lightning, and you get like a good 5 years out of nothing but that type of thing.
Zombies.
So it's not zombies was one. Young adult was one because of the
Twilight.
Hunger Games, and Twilight caused the whole thing. Like there's always like something that strikes lightning, and then everyone copies it for like 5 years, and then they move on. So I'm not super upset at the whole multiverse thing. I think just enjoy it while it's here because we'll move on to something new.
Eventually.
Well, Hunger Games was heavily inspired by Spy Kids 4. And
I was about to be like, what?
Just kidding.
You don't remember that?
No.
Well, as you know, Jennifer Lawrence is the first female action star.
Yes.
Wow.
Self-proclaimed.
First ever. Wow.
Self-proclaimed.
That's amazing.
Not
Jesus.
Sigourney Weaver. Not,
Any woman ever in any action movie.
Yeah. Wow. Sigourney, hey, man, how good was Alien?
Alien was really good, but I do have to say, I went back and watched it a few years ago.
dude.
The Alien, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
The suit, the CGI,
Yeah.
he looks like...
I like.
don't know.
Where it's
I'm
like
actually.
4 frames a
Yeah.
second,
I might be in the minority, but I actually like Aliens better.
Alien?
Yeah.
Is that the one with Predator in it as well?
No, that's not so much later.
That's
Aliens,
Aliens versus Predator.
Aliens is just a sequel to Alien, but I like that one because for one, it's better, but then for two, it's more of a horror / action versus just a suspense. That's the one where she fights the queen in that
Giant mech.
suit. It's
What
pretty
about
damn good.
Prometheus? Where does that fall under?
I like Prometheus, but it's too much of
Hype.
it's too much unknown. It's
Yeah.
too much like what is happening, and
Yeah.
it never quite lands.
I hate that blue ball build up and then it's like, oh, it ends. You figure it out. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's again, to me, that's just cheap writing. Like, I just spent 2 hours of my lifetime invested into this thing and then you don't deliver the thing I'm emotionally invested in.
Yeah. And then when Alien Covenant came out, then they were like, oh yeah, the main character from Prometheus died. like
Yeah.
they did she just
Oh, by
died
the
off
way.
screen. It was just weird.
What has been the biggest movie letdown you guys have ever had? Like where you
Letdown?
went, you went in expecting high results.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
The biggest?
I don't really know if I've ever. I mean,
I was like, there's a lot
never
of
had
movies.
that many disappointing movies, to be honest.
No?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head. I mean, there's always that recency bias,
Like-
and I'm definitely deploying that right now.
For me, probably Drive. I heard so much good stuff about
Yeah.
it. Everybody couldn't shut up about it online, and I watched it, and I was like, this kind of sucks. I don't see it. I don't get why people like this movie. Soundtrack is good, but it's just outrun music or synthwave. That's it. And it's like, okay,
Man, I don't know the last time I was extremely disappointed in a film. I almost want to say Spider-Man Homecoming.
What?
I'm not gonna lie.
Homecoming? That's
Yeah.
the
It's the
first one.
The first one.
You didn't like that one?
No, I still don't.
Well, because it was right after Endgame.
No,
No.
It was right after Civil War.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was No Way Home was the.
The last one.
No Way Home was amazing. That
What was the
last-
one that came out with
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Jesus.
That one
fucking
was-
Can't keep these names right.
That one was good, but that series never quite hit for me until No Way Home.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like Homecoming that much.
Wow.
And Spider-Man was he's my favorite character. So after watching that movie, I remember just feeling kind of empty. I did not like the portrayal of Spider-Man. I didn't like his whole arc with Tony. I didn't like the fact that he lost every fight that he was in. I didn't like it just felt like he wasn't Spider-Man. He was Iron Boy is what it felt like to me. And it also felt like there was a whole lot of emphasis on the comedy of it. And none of the things that make Spider-Man were present in that film. One of the biggest things that just drives me nuts in that movie, and it's such a little thing, but when he's running out of the school and then he gets hit in the head with that, I don't know what, he gets punched in the head when he's running out of the school. It's so fucking stupid. And they're like, well, because he doesn't know how to control his spider sense yet. I'm like, that's not how it fucking works. when he gets spider sense, he has it right off the bat. The fact that he could get like blindsided by a punch to the face is not his character, and they showed that they didn't understand it. It was just
I can't
just
remember
weird.
what he gets hit by.
I think he gets punched in the head by like Shocker or something when he's running out of
He
when
leaves
he's running
the
out of
bus.
the gym or the bus or
Yeah.
something. And I don't know, it would just it didn't feel like Spider-Man to me. And I think that was the only plus side of that whole movie for me was Vulture. He was great in that movie.
He's amazing.
Did you guys ever see the movie The Cleaner with Samuel L. Jackson? It came out in 2019.
No.
Was that your biggest disappointment of all time?
I'm trying to think about it. I like definitely recently. I just watched it the other day.
So hyped on it.
No, I was not hyped on it. But I remember watching like, and it's very rare that you finish with a Samuel L. Jackson film and you're like, that kind of was ass. And his acting was fine in it, but the whole premise was so dumb in this movie. It's on Netflix right now. And I was like, oh, this is going to be an interesting movie. It's got a couple other big name actors and actresses in it. And you watch it and they just make huge plot jumps out of nowhere. And you're kind of like, that's where we took this movie. And you just end in a place where you're just very not satisfied. And I remember just concluding that and looking at my wife and I'm like, well, that kind of sucked, huh? And she was like, yeah. So,
Most movies that I don't like, I didn't have a lot of hype for to begin with, I think.
True.
I did watch over Christmas. We watched A California Christmas 2. Let me tell you, that was probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
really?
California Christmas.
And they made a second one.
Yeah, the first one was okay for what it was. It was like very stereotypical like Hallmark type movie. And we watched the second one, and I was so irrationally upset after watching it that Tori was like, "Oh my God, Kyle's a movie. Calm down." I was like getting so frustrated. Every character made the worst decision possible. They were all stupid. There was no communication. There was nothing to be had at the end. They almost get divorced, and then all of a sudden, within 5 seconds,
Yep.
they're like, "I love you."
Yeah, I hate
And I'm like, "What?"
the one twist to forgive 5 years of bad marriage. Like, yeah, okay, that's not gonna last. You're just horny right now. That's the only reason why.
They're both horny.
Yeah.
What about you, Dylan?
Well, Drive.
Oh yeah, you
But
did say Drive.
speaking of Christmas movies, I didn't get to talk about it, but Violent Night,
Oh yeah.
great movie. Like,
I thought you were gonna say it wasn't good. And I was like, damn
no,
it.
it was so good. I'd recommend people watch it. Like, it was really good. It was just fun. If you like Nobody, it's the same people that did Nobody, and it's just like it. So
I love Nobody.
so you need to watch Violent Night.
I do.
They make him this badass Viking. Like they give him a backstory. I didn't know I wanted Santa Claus lore about him, but they give him lore. Like, he used to murder people as a Viking, and he had a hammer.
And now he gives presents.
Yeah, and
He's singing the "I'm Mr. Ice."
yeah. As he kills people. But that one was really good. But going back to disappointing movies, I would say usually the reason I'm disappointed, like Kyle said, it's never myself. It's usually the internet.
Yeah.
I read that it's supposed to be good or something, and then I check it out, and it's not.
I don't know the last time I was hyped on a movie that, because even these Marvel films that people are saying that have fallen off, I've always come out of them thinking that was good.
Yeah.
You know, even though yes, I've given reviews that maybe,
I thought you were becoming disengaged.
well, the hype, I can't explain what's happening, but like the hype for trailers just isn't there for me.
It's because it's so saturated.
Yeah, like I watch a trailer for a Marvel film and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. I'll watch it. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but it's not like pre-Endgame where like a trailer drop and you'd be like, holy fuck, what's happening? You know, and I think Marvel's kind of lost some of its charm in that regard. You know, like everything's so fucking wild and crazy now that it just is like, all right,
I'm buckled in,
here's
sure.
what it is.
So Ant-Man's the big title to come out next. Is Guardians 3 coming out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Later. So they're usually on like what, 3 movies a year. So the Ant-Man and then what's the other one? Do we know?
Loki season 2.
Yeah, that comes out in February, I believe.
Um,
I'm hyped as hell for that.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
talking
what the
about
third
TV
movie
shows.
is.
I'm talking about the movies though.
I know Agatha, that one.
Oh, I thought of a movie.
What?
Percy Jackson.
Oh,
I
okay,
loved
yeah.
those books. And so when the movie came out, I was very excited. And then I saw it and I was like, what the fuck
It
is
made me
this?
so mad.
It was so bad.
The Marvels.
Okay. Oh,
Craven the
God.
Hunter.
That's
Sony.
Okay, that's
Morbius
not
universe.
interested.
Nick Fury's show on Netflix.
Secret Invasion?
Or not Netflix, on Secret Invasion. That does look pretty damn good. Not gonna lie.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, What If season 2? That'll be fun. I always
Which
like
is
that.
not even what if anymore. Those are all canonized.
Yeah.
Those stories.
Echo. Looking forward to that. They haven't showed anything though.
I'll be interested in seeing what they're gonna do to Daredevil. Of course.
Yes.
Low key.
Not till summer.
I know it got delayed. It looks like a little bit till summer.
X-Men 97 releases in fall.
Is that just like?
I think that's just the cartoon from 97.
Well, I think they're like continuing it.
Okay.
So it's like a spiritual successor to
So is
the X-Men.
Agatha Covenant Chaos, is that a prequel?
I don't know.
Because she's trapped right now
Yeah.
by
Or
Wanda.
does she
Or
break
maybe
out?
when Wanda, at the end of Multiverse of Madness, whenever she did whatever she did,
Possibly died. We don't
possibly died, probably not though.
Yeah.
Maybe she released Agatha.
And
she's
then we
holding
see
her.
her.
It's pretty fucked up what she did to Agatha.
know. Yeah. You're gonna
I'm
be
ti-
stuck here.
I'm tired of pretending that she's not a villain. I'm tired of thinking that there's something like, why are we still pretending that she's not
I
a
still
villain?
remember I defended her back in WandaVision.
And I said she's going to be a villain.
Yeah.
You're like, no, she learned her lesson.
Her name
and
is
then,
Agatha.
and then
dude.
in the very,
No, Wanda.
the Wanda.
Oh, that Wanda's a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you were defending Agatha. I'm like,
And
when
then
the
in the-
fuck did you ever think she was gonna be?
The very next film, she's full villain. And you're like, no.
Nah, you know. Agatha though, in I don't know how close
She kind of broke mentally, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how close she is to the comics in Midnight Suns, but in Marvel Midnight Suns, she's a good guy.
Well, her desires have yet to be really seen. Like right now, she's just on a quest for knowledge to become more powerful, which
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily make her evil.
So she could be a good
The
guy.
MCU is kind of like getting to a point where they're just kind of doing whatever they want with characters, though.
Well,
Like-
what's so bad about Agatha that we've seen so far? You know,
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Is because we're just programmed to think that she must be the bad guy because Wanda can't be the bad guy.
Why was she there with Wanda? She was trying to
She wanted
she
to
felt
take
the
power.
source. She felt the source of energy or power, and she was drawn to it. And then she sort of walked in this bubble and somehow avoided. I don't know how. I really don't understand how that worked. Like Wanda thought she was controlling her, but she wasn't. Maybe that whole thing kind of is blurred to me. But she was like drawn to that sort. She saw like the massive energy release and was like, "What's going on here?" And just kind of learned from it. But she hasn't really done anything.
What was
evil.
she trying to do though? I
Who,
remember
Wanda?
Agatha.
She was
I remember,
trying to
learn,
use
become
the
the Scarlet
power
Witch.
of the Darkhold.
Oh,
and-
okay.
So I mean,
She was
that's
trying to
pretty
become
bad.
Scarlet Witch,
It's
wasn't
not-
she?
Yeah. But like the end of WandaVision when Monica Rambeau is that when she's like, these people will never know what you sacrificed for them. I'm like, what the fuck? She just held them prisoner. Like they were all brainwashed. Like, so frustrating.
So dumb.
That watching that like took me out of Marvel for a little bit, and then I get sucked back in. I keep like getting pushed out and pulled back
It's a
in.
love-hate relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship. And I seem to like all the ones that no one else likes. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really liked that series. I liked Hawkeye.
I really liked Hawkeye.
finally watched it. It was super good.
It was nice because it was just simple. It didn't have aliens. It didn't have crazy stuff. It was just Hawkeye and gangsters, and that was it. And
That's
a
why I
little girl.
liked that's why I liked Daredevil. You know.
Yeah.
I know that you're
The
all
world's built up to a point. To
you're
like,
all about
so-
that for sure.
Low
but-
stakes.
Yeah, if I'm gonna watch something super, I don't want to watch a middle-aged guy like who's kind of chunking out, like get old,
Chunking out.
like not interested. Yeah, now that's in horrible taste considering what actually happened to him recently.
Yeah. Wow.
But I, it's just not like I watch superhero things to see superheroes, not humans who are really advanced in the skill of shooting a bow. It's like, no, not,
Wow.
Yeah.
not just not
So
interested.
cynical.
I think
No,
that's-
because that means you and I can become a fucking superhero.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
just not
that's
realistic.
the appeal.
No, there's no appeal to that.
That's the appeal
I-
of those heroes.
There's
I
no
want the
appeal to
appeal
that?
of grabbing an Infinity Stone and not dying somehow, or like having something explode on me and I become Captain Marvel. That's the appeal. I want to be transported into another dimension. I don't want to go, if I study really hard, I can become him. Like, no, not interested. It's a silly premise.
I don't know if I'm necessarily against like just how crazy things are getting, but I'm starting to yearn for like I need like something darker, something not Disney. I need something,
I want a rated R series.
yeah.
Yes.
And I like Logan. I need stuff like that. I
Yeah.
need grittiness. I need like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I need like something like that, and I'm not getting it from DC anymore either because they're not in that realm either anymore.
They're
And
rebooting
it's-
everything.
That's a fantastic point
Yeah.
because to me, I feel like that is the secret sauce that DC could deploy. Because who's the audience for this? Is it kids? I don't think it is. Like, I think it's because everything comes out that's Marvel associated as PG-13. And I get it because they can sell the toys, they can put it in the theme parks, and it's a whole machine that goes into it. But like the people that are excited about it, the people that are talking about it, are adults because they grew up reading the book, the comics and stuff like that. They got excited about it years ago, and to me, exactly what you said, Kyle. I feel like if we had an adult rated R version of like real shit, real cursing, real gore, a real film that felt like what you were seeing on screen, then you could take the superhero craziness away, all that magic and stuff, and then you could turn it into like a Hawkeye or
What about
whatever.
Batman?
Or Batman, exactly.
The recent one.
Where I like that. That was R. That was R, right?
No, but it definitely pushed the limits.
Yeah,
It definitely
for
pushed the
PG-13
because it was super dark.
Yeah,
If they steered into that, they could have these like normalized heroes. Because that to me, like, was the Batman Rises and stuff. Those were all PG-13, were they?
yeah,
The
the Nolan
Joker
films.
and-
Yeah, those are all PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Was Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
That was R. Yeah, but like
If
I
we
would
had that-
love for the DC extended universe to lean into the Batman that just came out, that style, that universe. Like that's what they, I don't know. It's hard to say because they got flack for being too dark before, but I don't think that was ever anyone's problem. I think it was just the writing because
Yeah.
like Christopher Nolan's films were all very serious, very dark, and they were received amazingly.
It's Zack Snyder. He knows how to shoot an amazing action scene, but writing,
It was not his
he's
forte.
not
Well,
the
now
best.
they got what, James Gunn running it.
Yeah, and he's rebooting everything, and people are pissed at him. I'm happy.
It needs a hard reset.
They
and
needed to reboot it forever.
I feel like that secret sauce of just making it rated R and really steering into like an adult experience, I think would pay off big time for
The
them.
Suicide Squad was good, but like it still didn't quite grab me because it still felt just over the top silly, and I don't know. I like the seriousness. I would love to see like even if it's its own thing and it's not part of extended universe, I would just love to see more of the Batman.
Well, they are. They're doing. It's going to be separate. They confirmed.
That's fine.
But they're doing more. Matt Reeves is directing more Batman.
I am A-okay with that. I'd like to see where that goes. I really liked The Watchmen. Not The Watchmen, just Watchmen. And that's, I think, have you seen Watchmen, Billy?
Oh yeah, years ago.
Yeah, I
It's been
think
a long
that
time.
has one of the most realistic interpretations of someone with like basically omnipotent power of what they would turn into. Like I love that line when Dr. Manhattan's talking and he's like, "The world's smartest man poses no more threat to me than its smartest ant," and that's how he views humanity. But anyways, that's a good example of like just really leaning into like the graphic, dark, but also mature nature of what DC is capable of, and so we'll see.
Well, we've talked about it before too. I think like especially the villains. Like the villains are written, I think, better.
Yeah, and the thing now that I'm thinking about it, the main issue I had, it wasn't the darkness with DC. It was that they just decided to start in the middle of everything.
Everything.
They're like, oh, Robin's dead.
Yeah,
Batman's been Batman, and he's like 50 years old.
Here's 10 characters that y'all have to fall in love with
And
right now.
yeah, and then Superman. Oh, they already fought. Oh, Superman died. And it's like, what? Hold on a sec.
that's its main problem is it was rushed. They
Yeah.
were
Trying
playing
to
catch up with Marvel instead of just focusing on setting up their own universe properly. Whereas they should have just had they should have released Superman.
Like Man of Steel, the first
They
one
should
is
have
good.
Yeah, they should have released. They did Wonder Woman, that was good, but they should have done that. Then they should have released a Flash movie. They should have released a Batman movie. And in that Batman movie, it should have been like a 20 years ago movie. And then at the end, then it flashed forward to make it match the current timeline. Like there's so many things that they should have done that they were like, holy shit, Avengers has just come out. We got to get ours going now. And they spent what Marvel spent like at least 5 films before they had the first team up.
Yeah.
And then Justice League was like their 3rd film.
They spent 4 years because 2008 was Iron Man, 2012 was Avengers, right?
Yeah.
So 4 years in between the first movie and the first team up.
Yeah, and we really didn't even.
I thought it was going to end there.
Yeah,
When
I
the
thought
first
that was
Avengers
the end.
came out, thought that was it.
Well,
And that would have been okay because I remember thinking like, this is the most amazing cinematic moment, and little did we know how barely they were scratching the surface. But
Well, and did we? I don't even think. When did they really tease the first Avengers? It wasn't.
it was at the end of Iron Man.
Yeah, but we didn't really understand the full implications of that, right? Because
I did.
Because he met.
'Cause
There
he-
was Nick Fury was there
At the
right?
very
Yeah.
end of it, Nick Fury, he comes in and then he's like, Tony, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm here to
Put
talk to
together
you
the
about
team.
the Avengers Initiative. But he actually says that. He
Yeah.
says, I'm here to talk about
Okay.
the Avengers Initiative. So anybody that has any amount of knowledge in Marvel knows that that's a very big team-up team.
And then it just became more real. The more movies had that end clip, we're like, oh, shoot, there's one here too?
Wait,
Wait.
is this happening? Yeah.
Did the first Hulk come out before?
It came out like a little bit after, but it was still
little bit
2008.
after.
Iron Man's in that. Not
Yeah,
the first one.
At the very
sec-
end scene in
Incredible
a
Hulk.
bar, right?
Yeah.
That's what I always remember. Okay.
Which they retconned that, and they said that he was actually talking to General Ross about Emil Blonsky, not about Banner. Because if you think about it, it doesn't actually make sense that he would go to Ross to talk about Hulk when he had no control or anything over Hulk.
Huh.
Whereas Emil Blonsky was arrested. Oh man. Marvel had it, man. In the beginning. They were just
They
on
knew
another
they had
level.
Kevin Feige's a genius, and I hope James Gunn can be that same genius for DC because they need it. They need somebody who can formulate a plan and actually give them a plan.
I was pretty disappointed with. I was actually in the minority that I liked I like She-Hulk, but the last episode really ruined it for me.
Yeah. Fourth wall, and then
It was way too
crawling through the
It was way too much.
Disney Plus
it was
menu.
weird. Like it wasn't even like
lazy writing.
it wasn't even funny. Fourth wall. It was just like we wrote ourselves into a corner.
Yep.
But hey,
Fourth wall.
fourth wall. Daredevil just dropping in randomly. Like he had good moments, but like he just. If this is a telling of what they're gonna do to his show, I'm a little worried. Like. So I don't know. We'll see. I still like Marvel, but
What do you think comes of the Eternals?
I don't think they've given up. I think I saw an interview where somebody said like they haven't given up on the Eternals. So I think there'll be Eternals too.
Really?
I like that they took a chance and they
Yeah.
did something different, and it wasn't just a comedy. And it's a bummer that it didn't make any money, and we'll see what happens. But
I'm excited for Shang-Chi too, though.
that was good. I would say Shang-Chi and No Way Home were like the star moments of
Phase
Phase 4 for sure.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was. It felt fresh, right?
Mhm.
And it felt like a unique take on like we have this universe, right? And then all of a sudden this was like it introduced you to a new world of like Marvel capabilities. And
Well,
it felt isolated enough to where like the power creep it felt normalized for that setting. You know what I mean?
and after playing Marvel Midnight Suns, I want them to lean heavily into their magic. They're lacking. Shang-Chi did it. We barely see any of it. I feel sad, but in the Doctor Strange movies,
None of it.
there's not really much magic besides just, I'm waving my hands. And so
All those fucking apprentices, and they can't like figure out a way to get her to enter a portal and go in the middle of nowhere. Like, absolutely hilarious.
yeah.
Fortify your mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see him lean into that magic, and I think Shang-Chi, hopefully they start to do it more, even though it's more focused on like kung fu and stuff. But that's why I felt refreshing too, is it wasn't about aliens, it was about like mystical dragons and ancient stuff.
Yeah.
You think Dormammu makes a reappearance now that the Time Stone is gone?
Well, he's gonna go. Doctor Strange is gonna go back in that dimension, so probably.
Yep.
How is that confirmed?
Yeah, at the end of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, that's where he goes. With Charlize Theron. She opens the thing. And remember, she's like Dormammu's niece
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
comics.
I vaguely remember that. It was kind of a weird movie for me. I was so hyped for that
I
because
know
I
you
thought it was
were.
gonna spell it out, like spell out the next wave of everything, and
Well, Doctor Strange was your favorite too.
he still is. He still is.
I wish they did more with him.
I think they will. I think he has.
I want to see him
I
turn
think
into
he has
Supreme Strange. I
yeah.
want to see him at his max power levels.
He might be.
But now, for some reason, they just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I
I think
I
because
don't
it
know
gets
what it
weird,
is.
right? Like when you crank up that power creep to that point. But like, but then you show like Erisham,
yeah.
and it's like, okay, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's a cosmic like. It's an entire
Planet Eater.
Well,
an
you
entire
don't
galaxy of energy. Like, okay,
at least make him Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
no, he can't earn that title.
I don't get it.
No, because I don't like that because I think it locks him into like a locale. Like he can't. He has to. Well, Sorcerer Supreme is designed to what? Defend the Time Stone, right?
No, it's
is
defending all the realms, I think.
But only those posts, right? And all those posts are found on Earth.
Well, in the comics, I think he can go anywhere. And, like, he doesn't have to defend that house. That is the Sanctum Sanctorum, but I think he can.
Okay.
It's not his job. Isn't just protect this house. It's protect the world.
Yeah. Well, I feel like hit by him not being Sorcerer Supreme, that he can roam, the dark dimensions. And so
Yeah.
that gives him that freedom, right?
I hope. What do you think of Charlize Theron? You think she's gonna be good?
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
I like her in some things, and others I'm like, but
I actually might be like 40-60. I don't know.
She's maybe gonna be his romance.
I like when they choose like lesser known people to step into these new roles.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed. I've really liked America Chavez. I thought she was a really good actress for that role. Like I'm excited to see that character more because I liked the fresh new, character and actor.
And I feel like with Kang, I don't know. I know he's done other roles. I just have never really seen it in mainstream, at least. And
He's gonna be in Creed.
Yeah, the new Creed plays the box.
well, he's gonna then be a massive star, I'm sure. But
He's in like 3 movies that are coming out now.
Damn.
He's like the new It guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
He's yoked too.
yeah,
Is he?
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Creed 3 trailer, he's fucking jacked.
I like the way he looks in Ant-Man. I'll tell you that. He looks exactly like a stoic. Like super stoic. Has like this, like this is the way it is. I'm so supreme, like superior to you, nonchalant thing. Yeah, I just love it.
That's the attitude that you have.
Absolutely. That's the attitude I bring in.
Are you King?
If I could be. No.
If I could be.
What a weird... I feel like with Kang, like that, it's so strange, right? Because then it was inevitable that he took that position, right? Previously with Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then he scripted everything to be the way it was, which is kind of strange because the snap and all that jazz. But now that like that's been reset, wouldn't that exact same thing just happen again?
Well, it'd be in the way they're doing it. It's another multiverse King that takes over that isn't as nice.
Right, but wouldn't the one that won last time, wouldn't that be the exact, like in Infinity, in an infinite universe, wouldn't that outcome happen exactly again?
Not always. It's infinite. So
that's the intrigue.
It could happen again, but
is this a multiverse of multiverses?
Holy
shit. Just kidding. I'm sure I there's no logic to any of this, so why try and figure that out?
I mean, I'm sure they got a plan.
Oh, definitely.
Do they?
Yes.
Absolutely.
They have
It's like,
to.
what, $10 billion to be made?
They're making money no matter what they do.
Kind of fucking crazy, dude. You know what's kind of crazy is like all this effort, years of planning, millions and millions and millions of dollars paid to actors to go through this, and painstaking schedules and organization and film study and editing and all this shit to make, $10 billion, whatever. And then GTA could drop a single fucking game and make that in like a day.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, man.
But I mean, then you kind of have to look at with like it's priced differently because did GTA hit that just with game sales, or did it take the microtransactions too?
Oh, I don't know if it's hit 10 billion. I don't think, but it made like 600 million like in pre-orders. It was like day one sales. It was insane.
See, so I wonder.
Lifetime sales of GTA 5 is about 6 billion since 2013.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. What if you could pre-order a movie ticket?
Pre-order a movie ticket. I mean, they kind of do pre-sales.
Yeah. Well, technically, yeah. When you buy it beforehand, you're pre-ordering.
You're pre-ordering the movie ticket. Just pre-ordered my tickets for Avatar 3.
I'm guaranteed a ticket.
Yeah. What a wild world we live in that there's like, but you see the difference, like there's probably like 500 developers working on, I mean, that might be even an overestimation, but it takes them 4 years, 5 years to develop a game. And then in a very organized uniform, and then like that's the most successful game, right? Put that there. The most successful like franchise and film, it takes them decades to like build up to that. And in my opinion, way more people to make that work. I mean, the people who work on a fucking film is way more than 500. Like to make a Marvel film, between the editing and the makeup and the CGI and all that shit, the planning like of the story, the writers, the directors, the production, yada yada yada. Holy shit, you're talking about like probably a few thousand people involved into that.
But there's a market for it.
But Disney owns it all.
Yeah.
So they're making all the money. They own Avatar. They own Marvel.
I think you're going to say they own Rockstar, and I was so confused.
Do they own Take One or whatever Rockstar's?
Take Two?
Take Two.
They might.
That's absolutely nutty.
Who owns?
No, Take Two is 10
How
cents
funny
or
would it
something,
be
isn't
if it
Disney.
Take Two Interactive is its own company, not owned by any subsidiaries, and it's owned by Strauss Zelnick.
Strauss. He's rich.
Muchos Strauss.
I don't think that's...
Absolutely crazy.
Total assets, $6 billion.
Wow.
Equity, $3 billion.
Wow. Well, Dylan, where can people find us?
They can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as on any podcast platform where you listen to. You can find us under KD Ratio Podcast.
Wow. Did you know that?
I did not. I learned that right now as I was telling
Reading
people.
the script? Holy shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Thanks for
whoa,
preparing that script.
whoa.
Absolutely.
I'm here
You're
to help.
here to help.
Wow. This is an AI podcast.
We aren't real.
You sounded lost. You were rambling, and it
This
was
is
like, let me step in.
100% written by Chat GPT.
Yeah.
We're not real.
No. You know the Gorillas?
The band?
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, okay.
We're constantly changing.
Playing. Where are we going? Let's
Yeah.
yeah. Where are we going with this?
That's where I'm going, Kyle.
All right.
But yeah, come check us out. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. Let us know you're listening. We'd really appreciate it. And remember, with a good KD, you get the dub.
Bye, guys.
Bye.